It's Saturday afternoon. Sunlight is coming through the window, and someone nearby is laughing. You're sitting there, maybe with a cup of coffee in your hand, and you notice something strange. You know this moment is supposed to feel good. But inside, it's quiet. Flat. Almost distant. You're there. But you're not really there. Why does that happen? Why can life look fine on the outside, and still feel muted on the inside? What you may be experiencing is emotional numbness. Not a dramatic shutdown. Not a breakdown. Just a subtle disconnection from joy. In this video, I want to gently walk through why that can happen, what it often means, and how you might begin to feel a little closer to your own experience again. Emotional numbness is when your system lowers the volume on both difficult and pleasant feelings, so everything becomes quieter than it used to be. It's not that joy is gone. It just doesn't reach you the same way. One common reason is being stretched too thin for too long. When life feels constantly full, work messages, family needs, decisions, responsibilities, your body can move into a steady just get through it mode. At first, it feels productive. You're handling things. You're showing up. But over time, staying in that mode can be tiring in a deeper way. Instead of riding the highs and lows, your system flattens them. It's efficient. It keeps you functional. But it can also make a birthday dinner feel like any other dinner. It can make good news land softly, instead of warmly. Sometimes it comes from protecting yourself after something disappointing. It doesn't always have to be big. It can be a season where plans didn't work out, a relationship that shifted, or effort that didn't get noticed. When that happens more than once, your mind may quietly decide it's safer not to get too excited next time. So when something good starts to happen, there's a slight holding back. You don't lean all the way in. You tell yourself, let's see. The excitement never fully rises, because part of you is bracing. It can feel confusing. You might think, why can't I just enjoy this? But your system may simply be trying to avoid the drop that could follow. Over time, another layer shows up when you've been running on autopilot. When days start blending together, wake up, check phone, go to work, come home, scroll, sleep, your mind can shift into a kind of background mode. You're doing what needs to be done, but not really pausing long enough to feel it. Joy often needs a moment of attention. It needs space to register. If everything is rushed or half noticed, even good things can pass by without landing. So you might finish a project, or meet a friend, or watch a show you used to love, and think, that was nice. But it doesn't move you. Not because it's meaningless. Just because you haven't been fully present with it. It's a weekday evening, around 9:15. You're sitting on the edge of your bed, phone in your hand. Earlier, someone sent you a thoughtful message. They said they appreciated you. They noticed something kind you did. You read it once. Then again. You know it's positive. There's nothing hidden in it. But instead of warmth, you feel almost blank. Maybe a small, distant okay. You type back something polite. You put the phone down. And then you wonder why it didn't hit you. If you've been there, you're not strange. You might know someone who lives like this. This is what emotional numbness can look like when it's quiet. It doesn't make you cold. It doesn't make you ungrateful. It's often just a system that has been working hard to keep you steady. There's something else here that isn't talked about enough. Sometimes numbness is less about not feeling, and more about feeling too much for too long. When your body has been carrying stress, small daily stress, not necessarily dramatic events, it can decide to lower sensitivity overall. Think of it like dimming a light that's been on at full brightness for weeks. The dimming doesn't only affect the harsh glare. It softens everything. If this feels familiar, there are small ways to gently invite feeling back in without forcing it. One quiet approach is to slow down one ordinary moment each day on purpose. Not the whole day. Just one small piece. Maybe it's the first sip of coffee in the morning. Or the feeling of warm water in the shower. Instead of moving past it quickly, pause for 5 extra seconds. Notice one physical detail. The temperature. The taste. The sound. This isn't about chasing happiness. It's about giving your system a clear signal that it's safe to feel something simple. Over time, those small pauses can help your mind step out of autopilot and re-enter the moment. Another gentle practice is to separate no excitement from no meaning. When something good happens and you don't feel a surge of joy, your mind might quietly add a story. This doesn't matter to me anymore. But that may not be true. You can try asking, very softly, does this matter, even if it doesn't feel intense right now? Sometimes the answer is yes. The feeling just hasn't caught up yet. This works because it reduces the pressure to perform happiness. It allows experiences to be meaningful without demanding a strong emotional reaction on cue. And that alone can make space for warmth to return in its own timing. Because sometimes this disconnection from joy isn't a flaw. Sometimes it's a pause. A pause your system created while it caught its breath. If you've been wondering why you can't feel the highs the way you used to, it may not mean something is wrong with you. It may mean you've been carrying more than you realized. This is for people who keep showing up, even when everything feels slightly muted. For people who smile in photos and later look at them, trying to remember what the moment felt like. Joy doesn't always disappear. Sometimes it just waits quietly behind a tired system. And noticing that, without judgment, can be the first soft shift. If this reflection felt close to home, you're welcome to stay here for more quiet explanations like this, one feeling at a time.